What's going on, y'all? This your boy Teddy, and man, hey, y'all know I do these at the end of every Celtics season. NBA Celtics season recap. This is for the 2023-2024 season, and it's gonna be a little bit easier to do this recap because the Celtics are world champions. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Hey, it's been 16 years. I was 19. I was a teenager the last time the Celtics won a championship. I was a literal teenager. Yo, when I tell you so much has changed since the last time the Celtics won a championship in my life, it is crazy. Um, so much pressure for the Celtics this year. This is a strong championship run based on pressure alone. It was so much pressure on this team. Um, After the way that the season finished last year, the Celtics lost in seven to the Miami Heat, Eastern Conference Finals. And the owner demanded that Brad Stevens make some changes to the roster. We ended up getting Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. Shout out both of them, key components in this championship run. Had to lose Marcus Smart and Robert Williams III. We lost Grant Williams and we lost Malcolm Brogdon, reigning Sixth Man of the Year. And we acquired two guys that had to come in and just get thrown into the fire, get thrown into pressure of this championship or bust mentality after going to the Eastern Conference Finals 5 years. 7 years, 5 out of the last 7 years. My bad. And just coming up short. Did make it to the finals against Golden State in 2022, but lost that in six. Way more talent. We were just too inconsistent. Tatum and Brown just weren't quite up to par yet, and changes just had to be made. So fast forward to this season. They started this season, man, immense amount of pressure and knocked it out the park. They finished this season, I believe, in total 80-21. That's including the playoffs, by the way. So I think there were 64-18 in the regular season, and they've only lost 3 games this entire postseason. They lost one against Miami, and they lost one against Cleveland. They swept the Pacers, and they lost one against Mavericks, the 50 point loss, whatever that was in game 4 or whatever. Jason Tatum stepped up his playmaking abilities. A lot of assists this playoffs run with no turnovers. So I got to shout out Jason Tatum. He is a champion. But let me get to Jaylen Brown, man. First and foremost, I owe Jaylen Brown an apology. When Jaylen Brown signed that contract extension, I was one of the first ones to say that's too much money. We shouldn't have paid him that. When when Jaylen Brown was in the trade talks to get Kevin Durant, I was one of the ones saying, well, maybe we should try to get Kevin Durant or something like that. I wasn't sold on it, but I did feel like we just did need to shake things up, and if that was going to be like the shake up, I wasn't opposed to it. So for that, I do apologize, Jaylen Brown. He was the Finals MVP, most valuable player, back-to-back series. He was the MVP in Eastern Conference Finals. He's the MVP in the NBA Finals, and nobody can never take that away from you, ever, ever, ever. All these players are champions. They made history. Boston Celtics won their 18th NBA championship, which is the most, breaking the tie with the Los Angeles Lakers, who had 17. They both had 17 to the Celtics won tonight. Man, it is so crazy watching your team win a championship, bro. Shout out to all the Mavericks fans. I got a handful of friends that was Maverick fans, and they were okay for the most part. It's the rest of the people that troll and talk a lot of trash that is just, you be like, what? That don't even. Why are you talking trash? Like your team is like the Wizards or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like no ill will towards the Maverick fans. They played a heck of a good series. Just need to tweak the roster a little bit. Some more 3-and-D wings would help them out. Maybe a couple of more like PJ Washington type of players, but can actually knock down a timely three here and there. Kyrie had a rough series, which I think playing against Boston is just really in his head. Luka started off playing very well, but I feel like he also wore down in the series, and that hampered the rest of the team because he endured such a heavy workload. His workload resembles, to me, in my opinion, the James Harden-esque workload when he was with the Houston Rockets. it kind of wears you down. You know what I'm saying? And then by the time you get to like the playoffs and deep into the playoffs, you start to miss a lot of shots, and you start to get a little lazy. So you start taking more bad shots, and et cetera, et cetera. But it's so nice to see Al Horford been in the league 17 years, man. Finally get a championship. Probably going to knock him into the Hall of Fame. Basketball does a thing where they add your NBA and college resume together. So I'm quite sure that's probably going to put him in the Hall of Fame. Maybe Drew Holiday gets in one day. Tatum and Brown are still early, but steamrolling towards the Hall of Fame. Uh, Legacies are born tonight, man. And nobody can take this championship away from Jason Tatum. All the criticism he's had to endure, all the criticism Jaylen Brown's had to endure, saying that the Mavericks had the better closers. So in close games, the Celtics were going to lose, and in close games, the Celtics won. It's a such thing as we're witnessing new closers being born. It's a new generation. You know what I mean? LeBron is getting old. Kevin Durant getting old. Steph Curry getting old. Jokic won a championship. Giannis has won a championship. Steph Curry did win a championship a couple seasons ago. But it's looking like that Warriors team is about to break up. So it's going to have to be new teams winning championships. These other teams, Kevin Durant eliminated first round. LeBron eliminating the first round, and it's going to be a changing of the guard. You know what I mean? So Celtics are in prime position to not going to say repeat, but at least be able to defend this championship. Obviously, the East will probably be a little bit tougher because it's probably going to be a little bit like less injuries. It's interesting because we owe a lot of East teams some gratitude and some thank yous. So let's get that out the way right now. Uh, Tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, whenever Brad Stevens wakes up from celebrating his championship, he needs to call the local floral place and put in the order for some bouquets and some cards. Excuse me, and maybe some chocolates. And he needs to send one to the Washington Wizards for letting us get Porzingis. The Memphis Grizzlies for taking Marcus Smart. The Milwaukee Bucks for trading Drew Holiday to Portland, and then Portland for trading Drew Holiday to us. Thank y'all so much. Y'all really fueled this run. Y'all really helped this run out. Shout out to the guys who hit timely shots when needed. The Sam Hausers, Peyton Pritchard with these half-court shots. He hit like 5 of these things in the playoffs, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it's crazy. This team just steamrolled the whole season and won a championship. When times got tough, they didn't give up. They might have failed, but they got back up. You know what I'm saying? It is so surreal seeing your team win a championship. It's really surreal. And who knows when they're going to win it again, because it's so difficult to get back here. 16 years since the last time they won it. And it's just, wow. Hopefully it's the start of a run. I wouldn't be mad if Tatum and Brown end up with 3-4 championships, maybe 5, you know what I'm saying? Tatum didn't get the finals MVP. He didn't seem too bummed about it, you know what I mean? He had a quote saying what they going to say about him now because he got the championship. He's a champion. I'm so happy for these guys, man. I'm so happy for these guys. So happy for these guys. We're going to celebrate. We're not even going to worry about next season. Not even going to worry about what's to come down the road. They work hard. They put in the work. They bust their ass. They never gave up. They stayed together for the most part. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't always pretty, but they got the job done, and that's the most important thing. Actions speak louder than words, but even actions fall short sometimes, and the way to just keep fighting and to get the job done. The Celtics owner Wick had a great little saying where he was saying that even the expectations weren't good enough anymore. We got to get the job done. You know, sometimes when you're first starting off, you're not expecting nothing. Then when you get good, you're kind of expecting something. Expectations not good. Got to get the job done. The 2024 Celtics did that. So proud of y'all. This will conclude my recap of the season. I know it wasn't really a recap because it's kind of difficult to recap and nitpick at stuff when they just won a championship. So this is more about the championship than the recap. But maybe we'll get that next year or something like that. But anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe. Celtics fans, hit those comments. And yeah, I'm out.